Okay, in this video I will be showing you how to install your fax board, your GD1270 on your Toshiba eStudio 5540, 6550, 6560, 6570. Pretty much all the models that look similar to the one you're looking at right now, which is, let me go to the front of the machine here. As you can see, there you go. So let's get started. We're first going to start by removing the plastic cover, which I'll get in this angle here. You just pop out the little plastic, that little rubber pad there. Take one screw out, you remove that, set that aside for now. You can set the screw aside as well. Next thing we're going to do is remove the back cover. You're basically going to take all the screws that are facing you. There's quite a bit of them, so it's a lot faster to use a power screwdriver like we're using, but if you have a hand one, that's fine. Just a regular Phillips number 2. If you do it by hand, it'll take you longer. So now you just gently remove that cover out, set it aside. Next thing we're going to do is remove all those screws. As you can see, we're slightly loosening these screws because those don't have to come out all the way. And you'll see it, all the ones with a little circle on it. You kind of slide that cover to the left, to the right I should say, and then take that out. And you can continue with removing those screws. Those have to come out all the way. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to unplug those cables. Be careful when you're doing that. You want to grab all the cables at once so you don't rip one. It's a bunch of cables, maybe like 20 of them per connector. There's one other cable here. You need to squeeze on each end gently. And also you remove on the very top, you just remove the plastic holders. It's a ribbon cable, so you got to be careful with it. Don't rip that or else you're going to cause more issues than what it's worth. Now you slide the swinging door out, and this area is where your fax is going to go, and we'll show you. First thing we're going to do is we're going to install the holder. Just like that. Those two, you'll see a couple of rivets sticking out. You pretty much fit that so that you have to put a screw in there. Okay. There's 2 screws there. And that pretty much supports your fax board. That's what your fax board sits on. Here is your fax board. As you can see, you have one cable. Ours seem to be disconnected on the inside. Yours shouldn't be, but if it is, just pop it back in there. Okay, so we have our fax board. You want to make sure that it's positioned with this plate sticking out here and the ribbon in front of you. So what we're going to do is we're going to gently sit it on top of that metal plate that you put there. Make sure these holes are aligned in the back, as you can see right there. There's 2 of them. This is where you're going to put the screw in. There we go, as you can see. Hopefully there's enough light there. There you go. And we're going to tighten that one. So your fax board is now sitting down on that plate. Okay, next thing we're going to do, we're going to swing that door back into the closed position. We're going to run this cable through the slot right there, just like that. You can put the ribbon inside the plastic holder there. You have another cable here. Don't forget about that. Don't leave that behind or else your machine will not start. We're going to position it back so that it's sitting inside plastic holders. Okay, just so you know, when you remove the holders, which we did earlier, you're basically just gonna pop it. You're gonna push that in and then lift it up, just like that. And same way you close it down. You just put the ribbon in there and snap it back in there. That's simple. Okay. You can start by putting one screw there. That will keep that cover from swinging out. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to snap that ribbon cable coming from the fax into the system board. Make sure you seat it there properly. Next one, you're going to put that other ribbon cable back in there. Just snap it back in there just like that. Okay, then put your connectors back into where you found them. Plug that back in there. Make sure it's seated in all the way. Don't leave any corners sticking out or so, or else it will not make a good connection and you'll get an error code. We're going to put the screws back in, just like that. And one more. If they don't align, you basically just lift it up, just like that. Now we're going to put that cover back on. As you can see, we're positioning it, and then we're going to slide it to the left, just like that. So these are the screws we did not take out all the way. You can take them out if you want, but there's no need to do that. Just like that. One more, just tighten that one all the way. Okay. Now that we're done with that, we're going to put our plastic covers back in, or install them, I should say. So let me get in this angle here. So this is the first cover. We're just going to simply just drop it in there, just like that. Okay. Next, we're going to slide that right here. As you know, we're no longer going to use that. You could either throw it away or send it back to us. We use those quite a bit. And now you're going to slide this one back in there gently until you can see the threads. This is where you will put your screw. One simple screw. You can put that rubber piece back in there. Just set it in there. It's just a decorative rubber. And last, we're going to go ahead and just pop that protective cover. Just like that, snap it in there, and there you go. So when you install your fax cable, you simply lift this up by this tab here, plug it into the line, not the telephone port, but the line. You'll see it says right there, line and telephone. You want to put in the line, and then run your cable right through this little slot here, and you can put this cable back. Some people leave it out. You can leave it out if you like, or just make it look prettier. That's all it is. Now, the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to put our cover back in there. We start with the bottom. There's two hooks, as you can see right there. And there's another one right there. You'll be able to see it. And just slide or just lift your back cover until it lines up. Also on these corners, make sure you put that cable in there so it doesn't pinch. You'll see a couple of hooks there. And once you got it all into place, you can start by putting one screw. We usually start it somewhere, any of the screws is fine, just to hold it in place. And then you proceed with putting all your screws back. This is why we use a power screwdriver. It just makes it a lot faster. And there you have it. So your fax board is installed. The last thing we need to do now is initialize it in service mode, which we'll show you in just 1 second. You basically have to plug in your machine, and once you do that, we get into service mode, which I'll show you in just 1 second. Okay, to initialize the fax board, you only have to do that on the older models, such as your 5520s, 6520s, 6530. But for your newer models, such as your 5540, 6550, 6570, 6560, you don't have to initialize it. It would initialize by itself. So for the older models, the way you initialize it is you hold down the star and the 1 while you're powering it on, which the power button is right here, of course. So you hold down star and 1 at the same time you're powering. Do not let go of star 1 until you get into service mode. Once you do that, you type in 100 and then start. It would say initialize. You hit confirm and you're done. And turn the machine off and on. So hope this video helped. If you have any questions, give us a call. Thank you.